So, did either of you have any knowledge of League of Legends before you got the gig, or was it we learned about it after we got the gig?
Zero. I had not played League. I knew nothing about League at all. And they're like, "You're gonna play Silco," and I'm like, "Is he in League?" They're like, "No."
I'm like, "Then what am I doing here?" I knew there was a League, and I knew there were legends.
And so then you get the call, you find out you've got the gig.
Yeah.
What happens next?
75 years later, there's a show. It took a long time.
I was 25 when I started.
Yeah. You want to talk about the timeline, or?
Yeah, I mean, from what I understand, I'll just talk about my timeline. I know that I found out later that I was a late addition. Heimerdinger was a kind of a later addition to the show. They had already taken the script to a full pilot. They even did a major screening with like a red carpet and everything, with some cast members completely different. They did the screening, it went over, and the folks at Riot were like, "It was okay, it was good, but it's not what we want. So we're gonna scale back." And they reshot certain scenes, they recast whole characters that stayed in the show, but were just played by different actors. And then they decided where they wanted to go with it. For me, you know, when I found out I got the role, it was after I had gone through at least a callback. It might have been 2, but I can't remember if it was 1 or 2, but either way, in the callback process, that's where an actor will audition, they'll like your audition, and they'll take, the pool of 100 or 500 people that auditioned for this role, and they'll bring it down to their top 5, top 10. I don't know how many they had for Heimer, but when I got in the room for my callback, and those callback auditions tend to be in person with somebody at a studio, they were like, "We loved what you did. What our biggest concern with Heimer is we want to make sure that this really fantastical character who's like, right, that he can live in this grounded universe that," and then mention him by name, but think about that he has to live in the same universe as Silco, right? And it has to work. It can't feel like you're watching Roger Rabbit, right? Like you've got this bizarre cartoon character trying to interact with the real world. And so when they brought me in, they said, "What got you here is we liked your audition, but we want to make sure that whoever we cast can really get into the heart of this character and the humanity of this character, because he has to live in this gritty kind of grounded reality." And that really impressed me. And so I just gave them as much like wisdom and heart as I could, while trying to honor the work of Dennis Collins Johnson, who plays Heimer in the game, trying to honor that and bring that humanity. And from there, it was just a collaboration. Every session that we recorded, we had to record individually, which, I really miss group records so much.
Oh, yes.
But Riot recorded individually, and every session, even though it was just me in the booth, the voice director, David Lyerly, and then Amanda Wyatt, who took over for voice directing as well, like it was a collaboration. We were working on, what is going on in this scene? What is he feeling here? What is he trying to communicate? Like what's happening with this line delivery? It wasn't just like, "Oh, good, give me 3 more. Oh, good, a little faster, give me 3 more. Blah, blah, blah." I've been in those sessions, and this was not it. They were really taking their time to craft the performance that they wanted for this show. I hope that was a good answer.
Oh no, that last one sounds like a video game recording.
Isn't his performance as Heimerdinger so beautiful?
Yeah.
You cannot, when you watch that, it is an incredible thing that you did to make this yordle that is not human, and it's the only truly otherworldly creature that walks and talks and has a main role in Arcane, just fit in, and you just believe that he is this 900-year-old dude that has this, you just believe it, and your work is incredible.
What an interesting conundrum.
Thank you. Jason Spisak, ladies and gentlemen. He's so nice. Such a nice guy. Thank you. It's hard to do. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
So how did you do the research and find your characters? Because you both said you had no knowledge of this before you dove in the deep end.
To me, I just trust fall into the writing, because the writing on this show, which I'm sure everyone knows, is an incredible story. The writing is so beautiful. Actually, what they gave us to audition for me, for Silco, was the monologue that became, it was the beginning of the pilot, but it became the beginning of episode 3. Mm-hmm. Do you ever wonder what it's like to draw? It's the story of opposites. Just that monologue, when you look at the words he says, it's so well written, it's so beautiful. It's a metaphor, but at the same time, it's an explanation of literally him being drowned by his friend. It puts you in this space for that man. And when I was given that, and that's the audition, I'm like, wow, this is incredible. And I literally, this voice just came out of me. Granted, I've been doing this for 25 years at that point, so there's a lot of experience and everything, but when I read that monologue, I was like, there's not really another way this guy can sound. There really isn't. I think I did 2 takes that I sent into them, but they all sounded like Silco. And there was just no other way. And Christian and Alex, to their credit, they'd heard a lot of people try to, bring this character to life, and when I went into the room for the callback and they were there, they said, the reason that we picked you is we really want Silco's voice to sound like smoke that envelops you and convinces you to do its bidding. And I was like, what a lovely image, right? These guys are gifted, they're really talented.
I have done 73 panels with this man and I've never heard that.
and so I was like, yeah, I think that's what I'm onto. That's what I felt. That's where we are. So let's just travel down this road and see what comes of it. There it is. Silco is really about finding what's going to happen when you do very little and let the work and the environment do the work for you as an actor, as long as you're just emotionally true to that moment. Like for some characters, there's a lot you have to kind of do to bring them to that space. And Silco's the opposite. He's just about doing nothing. It's definitely different from a lot of characters I've done.
Wow, fascinating.
Yeah.
For me,
they're strong.
For me, I'm a much more practical approach. And I'm not saying that he wasn't practical, but I'm thinking of myself sitting in the audience going, what do you mean do nothing? What does it mean to do nothing? But for me, and I'm going to mention something that I know is very controversial. Please know that I know the controversy. I have negative feelings about it as well, but I still have to reference it. When I got the audition sides, the first thing I did was look up Heimer in the game. That's not controversial. Dennis does a great job. I was like, oh, that's the voice print. Then I read the scene, and when I looked at the scene, all I could see, and this is the controversy, I'm so sorry, but it is the best reference point I had in my brain at the time. It was Dumbledore in Harry Potter. Because the scene was, I know, I'm sorry. Oh, thank you. Because the scene that they sent to audition was the scene where he meets up with Jace in the prison. It's the intro scene to Heimer. So, he comes in, they animate him with the head first, and he, comes in all wacky. But at the time I was like, this is a scene between a mentor and a mentee. The mentor knows something and is taking this very seriously, but is using whimsy to kind of make it feel safer for the younger character. And that was something I saw in the books and films of the Harry Potter series that Dumbledore did with Harry. Like, he knew more things that would overwhelm Harry, and he would carry himself, especially in the early books, with a certain amount of whimsy. And so I thought, this is Dumbledore, but with science instead of magic. So he's an expert scientist. That's English. I found the English.
Well,
so
you were educated in the lanes.
Me talk pretty one day.
So he was like Dumbledore with science, and I'm like, that's the heart of this scene. The heart of this scene is, you're gonna be okay, and I know you as a person. And that's my job in this scene, is to come and reassure you that even though this calamity, whatever has happened that's gotten you in jail has happened, it's my job to let you know you're gonna be okay and give you a strategy how to navigate it from my years of wisdom and experience. And so when I say it's more practical, I like to work in archetypes. Like, there's heroes, there's villains, there's professors, there's the nerd geek misfits, there's the schlubs and the sarcastic people, the sarcastic girl and the lovable rogues and all of these different boxes that we put characters in our brain. And so I try to find what box a character goes in and then create the character in some corner of that box that makes him unique.
I've been on 75 panels with you, and I've never heard that you were thinking of Dumbledore in that. That's great.
That's true. So, thank you.
Yeah. So they say you put a little bit of yourself into every character. What part of you is in your character from the show?
He's got my eyes.
And I'm a drug dealer. So we're good. The first one.
You can buy Shimmer at Jason's booth on Celebrity Row.
The first one's free.
The first one's always free.
I don't know. I think I'm a father of 2 daughters, and there's a lot of challenges that people have. No one ever gives you a manual to being a parent. You do your best with what you have, and you come to that table with who you are. And Silco came to the table when he embraced powder and said, "It's okay. We'll show them. We will show them all." He's a very different man.
Thank you for the applause today, Jason. Mr. Dog and Pony Show over here is doing every quote.
I told you I'm doing nothing. Leave me alone.
A whole lot of nothing.
And so he's a very different man in that moment when he has this trajectory than he is at the very end where he's sitting under the statue and he's like, "Is there anything so undoing as a daughter?" It's such a trajectory for him, because when a child comes into your life, you're never going to be the same. There's some things you're going to learn about yourself that you necessarily don't like, and there's some things you're going to want to change, and some things you won't be able to change. And you'll be forced to face all of that as a parent. And I know that's true in my life. So to be honest, I think it's such a unique trajectory for a villain, for someone who is the hero of their own circumstance, but also morally awful, to be forced into this situation where they have to care for someone, but also has this vision for that someone's future. He wants Jinx to be able to live in Zaun. He wants Jinx to be able to live somewhere that's not the way that he grew up.
Yeah.
And how do you do that? Well, she's incredibly talented, so let's have her help complete that journey. Let's have her help bring about the nation of Zaun. Why have her sit on the side of the road and have me fix the car and tell her, even though she's a mechanic, she's not allowed to help? That's not what you would do as a father. You'd have her help. And so he's imperfect. And with all those imperfections, he's still, in the end, he fails to ever see that his vision is a reality. But he was grateful that he got to be a dad. And that's why he says, and it's gonna make you all cry, that's why he says at the end, "Don't cry, perfect." Because he believes that she's what she was always meant to be, and to just accept yourself for what you are. And, that's what I hope every father of a daughter can do.
Yeah!
Thanks for making me follow that.
You gotta learn to go first!
I know. Can we switch sides so that...
No, I'll just start with you, bro. I got you.
Okay, thank you. Wow. I'm not going to wax that eloquent, but for me, what did I bring to my character? I think the things that Heimer and I have in common are twofold. The first, and more mundane, is I've had the privilege of being a mentor and a teacher to up-and-coming voice actors. It's one of the things I love to do. I love to see my students succeed. You are many of you in this room are fans of the work of some of the people who have come through my doors, and I'm so proud of that. And I won't name drop because it's their work, not mine. But they did. I had the privilege of help guide and steer them, and that is something that Heimer and I have in common. That we've had the privilege of seeing multiple people who have been truly talented, and said, that person's going to do great things, and I just want to help them do it. I just want to help them do those great things because I can already see it, even if they can't. So it's super cool. The second one is that, I'm at a phase I'm not going to get too personal, but I'm at a phase in my life where I'm embracing things that I hadn't embraced previously, because like Heimerdinger, I was kind of zoned out. I was busy doing the things I thought I was supposed to do, like lead the council. I was leading the council in my own life instead of getting on the street corner and singing a darn song. Right? And so being in that spot in life is very, very similar. I feel like, oh, this is my busking era. Yeah, I'm down with this. I'm down. I don't sing. I should say I'm not busking for a reason, in my real life. But it's very similar. I'm in that kind of exploring what it means to truly live.
And he's also incredibly humble, right? And he's also like, you're wise. There are many things that you bring to that character.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we'll start on this side here.
Yes, thank you. I'll go first.
What is the best advice you've been given in your career?
Go home.
I said I would start. Don't do panels with Jason. The best advice? My gosh. Don't quit. Don't quit. We all have lulls, we all have slow times. And I remember right at the beginning of the pandemic, I was going through a really kind of rough patch where I wasn't booking what I wanted to book. And I had financial obligations and a family to support and everything else. And when I got on the phone, God bless him, with James Arnold Taylor, and he said, listen, you know Billy West. He's an incredible voice. He said this to me. He said, you know Billy? And I said, I don't know him, but I know of him. He said, Billy West is one of the most talented actors I've ever met in my life, and for a good 5 years, he couldn't book anything. After being famous, after doing Fry, after doing the Red M&M, after doing Bugs Bunny, Billy couldn't work he couldn't get arrested in this town for 5 years. And James said to me, if it can happen to Billy, it can happen to anyone, so don't quit. And I was like, that's it, that's really solid advice. So.
James is correct.
Yes, for sure.
And I would say that whatever is happening in your career, it's very similar. Whatever's happening in your career at that moment, don't make the mistake of thinking that that's how it will be ever, either ever again or for very long. So that means if you're struggling, that won't be how it is forever. And if you're super successful and you're on top of the world, that won't be how it is forever. That there is this ebb and this flow. And so to just make your peace with the way it is now.
That's great advice. Great advice. The second best advice I got was take acting classes, kids.
I was gonna say, what's the worst advice you've got in your career?
You've got a great voice. You should do voiceover. That's the worst advice.
Yeah, I was go home. No, I don't know. The worst advice. That's an interesting question because I think I tend to not listen to the worst advice so that it doesn't stick around in my memory. I remember I started out doing anime, so very early on, I did a show called Zatch Bell. I played Kyo.
Deep cut.
Yeah.
Still have the GameCube game.
Right on. Yeah. Zakir! And I remember one of the other actors coming out of the studio, and he had been the lead in a lot of anime at the time. And he looked at me and he said, what gig did you get that I didn't audition for?
Excuse me?
And so you will encounter people in your life that will try to keep you down, that will try to, do whatever they can to derail you. And like bad advice that you don't remember, forget those people.
Very awkward.
Yeah, that was you.
Sorry.
Well, this will be a little weird too. So now you've got younger you standing in front of you.
Yeah.
What's a mistake that you made in your career that you would have done something differently?
Oh my gosh.
All right.
You know what? I'm gonna use the get out of jail free card on this one, but I really do mean it. I feel like I am where I'm at because of the successes and the mistakes that I made.
Okay.
So if I can give the studio answer here, I really I can't think of something that I would tell younger me. Actually, it just hit me. It just hit me.
Okay.
Here's what I would tell younger me.
Truth.
Don't be afraid. Don't wait. Go earlier. Go to Hollywood earlier. Get your feet in the water earlier. Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid.
That's it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
I would say that I'm here because of everything that happened, so I wouldn't change a thing because otherwise I don't think I would be here. So I guess it's less about a regret because I don't want to open up a shop in the marketplace of regret. I don't want to spend any time there. But the idea that, if I would have done anything differently, it would have been say yes when I got the 2 sequential invitations when I was doing The Last of Us. And I got 2 invitations to come and play D&D with Critical Role, and I said no. Because I had to go to my children's art stuff. Just reacted to that. I was like, I'm sorry, hey, Matt, I know, man, buddy, I've got my dice from the 80s, but I gotta go, my kid's got this art thing, and then a couple weeks later, they're like, hey, so the moral of the story is don't have kids? Is that what you're saying? The moral of the story is,
Be fruitful, multiply.
I guess if I had one regret, I would have just gone over there with Trav and Laura and everybody and just played D&D with them those couple of nights. Yeah. So, okay, I'm a DM. I'll live.
The rest of us won't.
You're like, oh my god, that's shockingly awful. Like all of them. So funny.
I remember meeting them at C2U2 the first time when they were, they had there were like 100 people that came and saw the panel and the room was empty. It's crazy to watch how they've blown up.
Liam was voice directing on The Last of Us creatures and things, and so I had gone in, I think I was doing some scene about a can of beans, and Sam was in the booth with me, and together we were playing ancillary characters in The Last of Us. And that's where they were like, hey, you want to come over? It's like, oh, I'd love to, but yeah.
I mean, just hit them up and be like, hey, I'm available now. I'm in this show on Netflix. I don't know if you heard of it.
No, they all still.
You have to have the blue badges now to get into the room? You can't have a green badge anymore.
No, not anymore. No, they're all lovely, and they, we text each other, and it's all fine. So, yeah, it's just cute, though. Yeah.
All right, we're going to get a couple of random questions. What was the first concert you went to?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, God, I think New Order.
Nice.
That's what I had in my teeth. Like I'm old. So yeah.
I'm so embarrassed to admit this.
Oh yes.
Because I didn't really start going to concerts until I was much older, and it was a totally different time in my life. But it was DC Talk.
Yes! Oh my god!
Like back when they were.
Don't feel bad. Michael W. Smith was my first.
Pre-Jesus Freak DC Talk.
Oh yeah.
Like this is like
Wow.
Jesus is still all right with me. DC Talk. Yeah. Love is a verb. DC Talk.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my God! I hate to go to that.
Yeah. I love that you just admitted this. This is beautiful.
This is like hi internet.
Yeah.
You're forever.
All right. What was the first piece of physical media that you bought? Was it a CD, a record, a cassette, and what was it?
Weird Al Yankovic in 3D.
Duran Duran, Wild Boys on cassette.
On cassette. Yeah, Weird Al Yankovic is my soul creature, man. When I was a kid, I just loved all Weird Al stuff.
Yeah, he's the sweetest guy too.
Yeah, I haven't met
He's
him.
amazing. He's so fun.
Very cool.
Do we still have time for?
Yeah, we absolutely do.
Just eat it.
So there's a microphone right there in the center of the room. So if you have a question, feel free to step on up and ask away.
Please come ask questions.
Ask your questions.
Answer. Hello.
Tell you no lies.
No guarantees.
Or just be loud.
All right. Both of you have really good range. I was wondering if you could do each other's Arcane characters.
Sure. All right, you go first.
Real power doesn't come to those who are born the fastest or the strongest. Real power comes to those who are willing to do anything to achieve it.
You must destroy the hex detector.
Did you? What's your character?
Oh, I thought you were just joking, but that's your answer. I love it.
No, you mean for reals. Yeah, okay, well you go, I'll think.
Oh, well, I think Heimer does definitely have a beach skin. We all know in love with his water wings and everything. I think he'd be enjoying the surf, but I think more he'd be wanting to enjoy the surf, but he'd be working so hard on how to have his rocket Hextech powered surfboard that he'd get distracted and be like,
I'll be right there. I go, I'm almost done. Just one more modification.
I think Silco would be sitting there and only his head would be out of the sand. And he would be like, not again, James. I can't feel my toes.
I love it. Thanks for the question. Good question.
Thank you.
That was a great question.
So there are so many amazing characters in the cast that don't really have opportunities to interact with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So given a vague understanding of the things that Silco had done, how would Heimer had confronted him, and how would Silco respond?
I always wanted to see the scene between Heimerdinger and Silco.
Yeah.
I really did.
Yeah.
Oh, I think Heimer
Heimer would come in with such moral outrage. I can't believe what you've done to this Undercity.
What I have done, this is merely a reflection of the reality you created.
Don't change the subject.
I feel like I'm in family therapy. That was awesome.
That's awesome.
That was a great response.
Yeah? That was really good. I am the monster you create. Hello.
So there's a lot of characters, and I wanted to ask what your favorite quote from not your character but somebody else's character. Because personally, I'm feeling fantastic.
Okay. Was a favorite quote from some other character that was not ours?
Yes.
I think you've got a good heart. Never lose it. I'm doing JB because he's not here.
Yeah. We're missing our third. And you don't get it, Cupcake. You're hot.
Oh, this is so good.
Hi, love your jinx. I love the hood.
Thank you.
The Isha inspired hood.
Nice.
Oh, and I just brought the whole room down. Sorry.
Who shall not be named?
Sorry.
I was wondering if you knew going in if you would have to sing a song.
I did not. They threw it at me before the second season. It was after we'd already been recording second season, and I got a Twitter message back before the dark days. I got a Twitter message from Christian Link who was like, "Do you sing?" I was like, "Well, yeah, I've sung for Disney Junior, and that's real. I mean, it's real singing.
Yeah.
But like songs for preschool shows are one thing."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Okay, well, we'll reach out. Let you know." What's your email address? I gave him my email address. He emails me this demo of this song, and I'm like, "No, this is a song.
It's a folk song.
It is. It was like a full-blown folk
Your
song.
voice and like an instrument.
I'm
It's
like,
not
what are you doing? I am not Bob Dylan." So I did not know, but they walked me through it, and it was a great experience.
And then I want to know if you had a song, what would it be about?
Silco?
Yeah, Silco had a song.
Well, that would be great. I would actually, it would have been neat to see him break into song underneath. The statue, like the statue is there, you know? And he's like, you know,
There's nothing so undoing as a total. Full can, like kicks and everything would be amazing.
and then Jinx comes out and joins him, you know, it's like a chorus. No, I don't know.
The monkey bombs go off with glitter.
Yeah.
Betty would be amazing.
Let's take down Piltover now, come on. Shoot your rockets in the air. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I can see that. Or something very Bowie-like for him. Right? Wouldn't that be
Bowie.
dope? Silco doing a David Bowie channel? Anyway, yes, I would love to have heard Silco sing. I think it would be beautiful, but not in the cards.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Killed him.
I want the cabaret number.
I do. Yeah, he does strike me very as from Cabaret, right?
Yes.
Welcome, you know.
Yes.
Silco.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Sorry, we were having our own scene up here.
To Cabaret.
Reiterate what the two songs
Don't get me started, please. You go ask questions.
Shiva makes the world go round.
Shiva makes the world go round. Anyway.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yes.
We're ready now.
First of all, how are you guys?
Good, we're
We're
fabulous.
enjoying the heck out of our lives.
Yes.
Yeah, enjoying Miami?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much so.
All right, so out of the entire Arcane series, sorry, like what was your favorite part out of the entire series? Even if you weren't in it, like what part was your favorite? And if you weren't in it, like I'm so sorry, I'm repeating myself.
You're
Like, hold on, I gotta word it right so it sounds like English. If you weren't in it, how do you think your character would be incorporated in it?
Oh, I see. So what,
Yeah.
if we had a favorite part of the Arcane, season 1, season 2, and our character wasn't present, how would they insert themselves there if they're
Yeah.
not in that? I don't know. I thought the alley scene where, Silco makes the decision to take Powder in instead of continuing down the path. There's just something about this shattered young girl. Mia's performance is phenomenal. And they played
Claire Jeunesse is amazing.
as Powder, and she just brought the house down with this one take emotional version of that crying scene, and they played it for me before I read those lines, and it's such a beautiful turning point. So much happens in that moment. Vi treats her the way she does, and that breaks her heart, and Vander is there, and her father is gone, and her new father comes into her life, and it's such a pivotal moment for so many characters to me. I just really loved that composition of that. It is like an apex for so many things that happen in Arcane. I like that scene a lot. I don't know, good.
Yeah. Amazing. I didn't get to, spoiler alerts, sorry for those of you who have not seen season 2.
Has anybody not seen season 2?
Oh, come on. I'll try to keep it on the down low. I think the finale.
Yeah.
The finale would have been amazing to be a part of, and I think Heimer would have inserted himself by giving a boost, of course.
Yeah.
Boosting all the tech. That's what he does. He gives you a boost.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Right?
Heimerdinger boosted tech in the finale.
Yeah. I don't want to spoil it for people.
No, don't worry.
I would say more, and I want you to give dirty looks to everybody you know in this room who has not seen the end of season 2, because I can't say more because of that.
All right, we have time for one more question.
All right, thank
Thank
you
you
so
for the
much.
question. Appreciate you. Yes.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, so I have a bit of a funny scenario question for Jason.
Oh.
All right, what is the
I'm
one
afraid.
moment in Powder/Jinx's younger years that Silco kind of had I fricked up with this one? Kind of like he has that moment where he's like, Jinx, turn that music down.
Yes.
What kind of moment did he have in her younger years where he's like, oh crap, I'm raising a teenager?
Well, I'll just make something up then. Is that one time he came in to sit down in his chair, and it just kind of fell apart because she had taken all the parts that were useful to do something freaking cool. And so he was like,
And that's our show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much.
You know, how do they find you all? Like, what we go?
I'm at Mick Wingert on Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky.
and I'm at Jason Spisak on all that same stuff. I think there's a YouTube channel too, but I don't put much on it these days. Yeah.
And then where can you find they find you this weekend?
We are in the big row of all the celebrity places. Please come say hi. Please come to our booth if you haven't already.
Yeah,
and
we're next to each other in separate booths.
And last one, piece of advice for these folks in this audience.
Don't quit.
Yep, never give up.
Do not quit.
Never give up on what you want.
Thank the town blue, ladies and gents.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Anything to achieve it.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.